Hello, folks. This is Chris in South Africa, reporting on yet more efforts to destroy individual liberty and freedom across the planet. While the world is not looking, organizations like the United Nations continue to hold conferences intending to stop the spread of disinformation and misinformation. Of course, the biggest purveyors of disinformation and misinformation, of course, are the very governments who purport to be trying to stop these events. And of course, anything that doesn't conform to their leftist narrative is considered misinformation, disinformation, despite the fact that even the wildest conspiracy theories have been borne out as true in the past several years. So rather than focus on the tens of thousands who have died in Syria and in Turkey because of an earthquake, or the ongoing crisis in the Ukraine, the war there, or the murders of political opposition by a corrupt military junta in Myanmar, the terrorist actions of a group of cabal of criminals in Cabo Delgado province in Mozambique, the United Nations is most concerned about the ongoing crisis of online information. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? Well, yes, you can, if you follow these idiots. So more than 4,300 participants from around the world descended on Paris to discuss this particular crisis in a conference. It's the Internet for Trust conference, really. Now, one of the speakers there was none other than, a harmless little country, which is a lovely place to visit, full of lovely people. But she's not a lovely person. That is Iceland's Prime Minister, Katrin Jakobsdóttir. So poor Jakob, his daughter, is a brainless idiot. Now, I guess that's misinformation. Her remarks fit the well-established nonsense that's coming out of the political left, talking about the dark underbelly of the internet, saying that, well, it's lovely, that it's done great, wonderful things for the world, but it's a dangerous place where people share ideas and might influence others. No. Only state-controlled media and government propagandists are allowed to do that. The heirs to Joseph Goebbels would like you to know. People, according to Jakobsdóttir, on the internet are driven to despair because of hate speech. Their lives are ruined by harassment. Now, she didn't say which people or how that happened, and no evidence of that whatsoever. But it's pretty clear that she was talking about things like sexual harassment targeting women, politicians, public figures. But public figures are welcome to open scorn. They're public figures. That's how it works. They're not average citizens, and you are allowed to criticize them. Yeah, so she also alluded to the events in November of 2020 in the United States, the choosing event, which, because this censorship platform on YouTube, I can't actually say what that event was, but she referred to it. She gets away with it. And, of course, her videos on YouTube as well. And also the events that took place in a Portuguese-speaking nation this year below North America. So that's all we can say because we'll be censored if we discuss what happened there. Speaking of that crackpot, Lula is now calling for control of free speech as well. A communist, corrupt, convicted swindler who is now president of that country. So she said, we're working on ways to counter the spread of disinformation during electoral periods. For this, guidelines will be useful. Really? We need to make the digital space a safe space for our children, and this is an integral part of media legislation we're preparing to propose in Iceland. Yes, what you're preparing to do is turn Icelanders into obedient serfs. And we've had quite enough of your lot. So yet another idiotic female leader. Oh, misogynist attack. No, there are a lot of idiotic male leaders. Joe Biden, Vladimir Zelensky, Vladimir Putin, Cyril Ramaphosa, Rishi Sunak, Emmanuel Macron. Is that enough? Do I get a free pass now? Now can I criticize a woman, or is that misogynist? Another idiotic female leader who doesn't know her bumhole from a hole in the ground is running her mouth, telling the world that she's going to censor her own citizens. Just like Jacinda Ardern, a.k.a. Mr. Ed, just like Nicola Sturgeon, a.k.a. I'll give Scotland independence. They want their freedom. Liar. Just like, that troll who used to run this censorship platform, Susan Wojciechowski. Yeah, all of those trolls are gone now, presumably living some lovely life on a beach somewhere in Saint-Tropez or something like that. Perhaps Katrin Jakobsdóttir ought to be considering another vacation spot for herself and leave as Prime Minister of Iceland. You will not silence speech, you evil, vile, corrupt cabal of leftist hate wankers. You will not silence speech. We will stop you. Peacefully. You don't use peace, you use state force, but we use peace to remove your nonsense and protect the right to free speech around the world. It's already controlled in most countries. Very few countries actually have free speech, America being one of them. But we've seen that our government has colluded and violated our Constitution with tech companies, either paying them off or threatening them or enticing them with offers of benefits to censor the speech of Americans and other people around the world. Why? Why are you so afraid of speech? You ever heard the phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? Well, not if you're a leftist, hate-wanking politician who seeks total global domination and a reordering of the world economy, world culture, world society, a vast reduction in the population of the planet. Sounds like conspiracy stuff, doesn't it? Except we have the prima facie evidence of FBI and Department of Homeland Security collusion and criminal violation of the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. It's all there for to see. Thank you, Elon Musk, for that. Yeah, that almost sounded like I said Elon Muskrat. Thank you, Elon Musk, for that. Anyway, folks, stay tuned for more updates from these criminal hate-wanking cabal who are trying to steal your liberty and freedom. Cheers.